wish to do a disclaimer. As a judge in our archdiocesan tribunal, I always render fair judgments, just so you know. It's an interesting gospel. It's interesting for us today because a lot of times when we talk about justice and fairness, we kind of mix the two together without realizing they're very distinctive. We also fear now in our society in that we tend not to be as discerning and learned about our own opinions as we used to be. I think many of us, myself included, we make decisions and opinions having not even read it, whatever it is. I started with the SCOTUS decision a few years ago at 293 pages. I may regret having done that. It's a lot of reading, but it's amazing how different it is than how the news reported it. Or the big, beautiful bill, or any of these things. No matter what we think about them, are we, in fact, engaged in learning what they actually say? And that's what I really want to address, is that question of listening. We very often say we're victims. And there are real victims, people who have done nothing to deserve what has happened to them. But most of us think that somehow or another we're a victim. We pay too many taxes. Our employer doesn't like us, and on and on and on. But maybe we need to sit down and listen as Jesus tells us very simply. We have to trust. Trust in God and trust in us, in our fellow man and woman. We have to trust that fairness and justice can be achieved. And part of that comes from being positive rather than negative. I know I get every once in a while a petitioner or respondent who, particularly a respondent, says, well, I know what the outcome will be. You're going to rule in his favor or her favor. I said, how do you know that? I don't even know it. Well, that's how it works. Just dismissing the possibility of other outcomes. So our challenge, I think, for each of us is to be a little more informed. We really should find places where we can read about the things that are important, that affect our lives and the lives of others. We should also read about how we ourselves can improve our relationship with God, because trust in Him is the final line, isn't it, in our gospel? It's not only that we can depend on Him to be just and to take care of us, but can He depend on us to trust in Him, that what is just will happen? Fairness is about dividing everything up evenly. You get half, I get half. But justice is about what's more deserving. And that's the one we don't always like. We scream, oh, we need justice. But justice is uneven because we add the element of mercy to it, and all of a sudden, what you think should be a very swift punishment now becomes softened by mercy, by understanding, by trust. So we don't always really like justice. We like fairness because everybody gets divvied up the same. But is that truly just? And the answer is no. So for us this week, maybe we take some time to look at ourselves and say, how am I participating in the goodness that God calls each of us to? Or are we sitting there saying, oh, look at all these bad things that happened to me? What are we doing in our own lives to promote goodness? And in doing so, we will receive goodness in return. And secondly, what are we doing about faith? God loves us. He is constantly giving to us. But wouldn't it be nice if every once in a while we acknowledge it and that we say to Him in our prayers, thank you. We trust in you. We want you to be at our side, and we will always call upon you, not only in the bad times, but also to thank you in the good times.